Hey everybody, how's it going? So first of all, I want to apologize. There was a scheduling miscommunications with time zones. So the captain will not be joining me tonight. We will reschedule for another time, and I'll let everybody know when that happens. But I will hang out for a couple of minutes for as long as people want to hang out, ask questions. Yeah, so that's what we'll do for the next half an hour to an hour, or however long people want to hang out for. Cutie Crypto, good to see ya. Red Squirrel, MJB, great to see ya. Bearded Saint, thanks for showing up. So yeah, guys, go ahead. Just if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll just talk for a little bit, and if we start getting questions, I'll answer those. And if things slow down, I'll pop off for the night and work on some other stuff. I guess a couple of things. Next week, I am going to have Sam Stolt on my channel. Let me see what day that is specifically. I believe it will be on my channel on Monday at 6 p.m. EST. He'll be on, and then I will be on Sam's channel that Wednesday, the 25th. So May 25th, I believe at 6 p.m. EST. Mango Junkie, good to see you in the house, my friend. So yeah, I've mentioned it before, but I do plan on kind of interweaving some interviews in between some of my more structured content with PowerPoint slides. I just think it'd be fun. I my goal with these interviews is more to get kind of a snapshot of where different people are in respect to the Hex and Richard Hart ecosystem. I think it would be cool to document that, especially those who were around from the beginning. I think to see what their opinion of where things are versus where they were before uh, would just be good to document. And I personally want to have conversations with a lot of these people, so I figured I might as well do it live with everybody. What's up, Sandy Beach? It's great to see you. Hold on, let me do something for you, Sandy. There you go. You can be a moderator in my chat too. Let's see. One second. Yeah. So, and if anybody was watching Jim Rat Crypto stream the past 2 days, today and yesterday, I did a cut. Like I think I was on for like 15 minutes today, talking about Hedron, and then I was on for about 20, 30 minutes yesterday, chatting with Wendy's for Tendies about Hedron as well. That's been a lot of fun going on his channel, chatting with GRC Sam. Today we got to chat with RH Max. He was on my channel not too long ago when I was talking about Maximus Dow and the potential like that charity flow chart that I had. What's up, Hexboy? Good to see you. I've been seeing you around on the different streams. Thank you, Bearded Saint. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was on Jim Rat Crypto stuff. I was RH Max was on there today with me, and we were just kind of discussing some of the intricacies of Hedron, and I was just sharing a lot of the thoughts that I've been having, and some of the thoughts I will be sharing on my channel too. I guess I'll share what I've been thinking about today. So on Jim Rat Crypto stream, we were talking about the rarity and scarcity of Hedron, and I was saying how I think people underestimate how rare this token is, and part of the reason why is just because there's such a large supply of this token out on the market. But I've been looking to see if I can like mathematically represent why the amount of tokens doesn't actually matter in respect to its scarcity. And that's just because, when you look at the frequency by which the Hedron tokens are paid out, they're paid out every day. And then they're paid out every day to every B share that exists within the system. But, say you paid it out every month, there would be less tokens out there, obviously, because there are less payouts happening. And then if you did it every year, there would be even less. what I've been thinking about is just because the number of tokens go down because you pay it out less, does that actually mean the token got rarer? Or is it just there are less tokens out there? And when you compare the token supply versus the price, the price is going to move inversely proportional to the number of tokens there are. But as you change the frequency by which there are payouts of the Hedron token, the price moves according to that. And so I think those two would move equally. Like if you increase the frequency like by two of how much you pay out, the price drops, or the price also, yeah, the price will drop by like two or maybe some factor of two. And so if that's true, the number of tokens may not actually be a good metric of how rare the token is, but rather the fact that the distribution is tied to the number of B shares in the system is actually where the rarity comes into place. These are all very preliminary thoughts that I've been having, and I want to flesh them out more. But figured I'd go ahead and share with the 12 people who are hanging out with me on this Wednesday afternoon. Bugs, yo, what's good? It's great to see you. Mr. E bought some more Hedron dip the other day. Hey, way to go. I would like to buy some more too if possible. Hopefully some funds will clear up in the next day and I might scoop up a couple 100 million if possible. But yeah, so like I said, for anybody who's just come in, unfortunately the captain couldn't make it tonight. There was a scheduling conflict, just a confusion about time zones, and so he's busy right now. But we'll figure out another time to meet up for a chat. I guess it'll be chatting with the captain, but on the Crypto Sloth channel. Let me think. What else? Anything else channel wise? Oh yeah. So let me look at what my subscriber count is, like very solidly in the 500s. Which thank you to everybody who subscribed. I really appreciate it. Your viewership and your support. And as you guys know on YouTube, Super Jets. Let me see exactly where it is. Yeah, 564. That's awesome. Yeah, 564 subscribers. But as you guys know, super chats aren't able to be activated until you get 1,000 subscribers. And I think I want to start pushing to that 1,000 subscriber mark to unlock the super chats, because I had what I think might be a pretty cool idea, at least for a ongoing piece of content for the channel, is for any super chats that I get, that you guys, anybody who's generous enough to want to donate anything, which is absolutely unnecessary, I would take that money and build a crypto sloth community crypto portfolio with that. And so we can kind of see as my community grows and as the Richard Hart ecosystem in the crypto space as a whole grows, we can kind of get a metric of that through the people who were generous enough to donate to this channel. And we can have fun things like, um, not bidding, polls on like where we want some of this money to be allocated into which coins, which yield farming opportunities, as well as if we want to sell some stuff to maybe donate to other causes that certain community members might be holding. I know Rags to Riches did a pretty cool thing this past Christmas where he raised money and gave it to a family. And so I figured it'd be cool if we built a portfolio together through the money people donated, and then we could all vote on maybe some things we want to donate to charities or whatever, as however the community sees fit. So yeah, so that'll be one of the goals of mine, to go to crack the 1,000 subscriber count. That way I can unlock the super chat, so we could kind of have that fun community piece of content as well. And I would make videos every once in a while, maybe every other week, every month, updating everybody on the portfolio and then running polls to see where we want to move around our money. Let's see. We spoke the other day too about bidding with Hedron and how to value those defaulted loans. Yeah, that's the same thing I'll be talking about with Sam next week on his channel on Wednesday. I think the 25th. We'll be talking about how to value the HSI stakes. I gave it a decent amount of thought in the past, a couple weeks ago, and I kind of let that go to the wayside. So I'll have to go back and start rethinking and go back to the drawing board on that, because I don't think I think I've just scratched the surface on it. I think there's a lot more depth to valuating these HSI stakes. Probably too much. Yeah. Well, you've been offline, Mr. East. Glad to have you back, man. Always a pleasure to have you in the chats. Let's see who else. And guys, got any questions for me? Just drop them in the chat. I'm hanging around for as long as we have engagement, and there's stuff to talk about. Yeah, I don't think Richard Hart's selling out either. Good to see you, Tin. Crypto Cat Dog. Hey, welcome. Glad to see you. But yeah. I hope you're having fun at the grocery store, Kay. Yeah. So I'll give it a couple about 15, 20 seconds to see if any questions roll in. If not, I'll go ahead and sign off. And let me see if I have any slides that would be worth presenting to anybody too. I know maybe what I'll do sometime, not today because it would be a long one. I'd want to kind of prepare for it more, but I might redo my Hedron 101 video. Just because the audio was pretty crappy, and sorry, the audio was crappy, and I think it would be fun to do it a session of that live. It would take a decent amount of time though, because I've added quite a few slides to that slide deck. Let's see. Presentations. Yeah. And also in the future, I do feel I will probably start talking about some other ecosystems and coins outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem. Personally, I'm actually a pretty big fan of the GameFi space and the different games that are trying to integrate blockchain technology into their systems for like a play to earn mechanisms. I know Richard Hart isn't a huge fan of crypto games, but it's a space that I'm paying close attention to, and I think it'd be worth discussing. And especially if you guys watched my previous live stream about like the vampiric nature of Hex, and I talked about how we should take some of our Hex and use that to go to other chains to bring money back into our system. GameFi is going to be a great opportunity to do that, not just for the staking of the coins and the yielding, but also by buying some of the NFT assets and playing the game. If the game happens to be something you enjoy, you know, you can go for your leisure time when you're playing games. If it's a game you like, you can be earning crypto to earn more Hex to get Hex stakes. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty good use of your time. Your entertainment is now earning you an asset where you can earn on average 38% APY trustlessly. That's pretty cool. Yes. Thank you, Sandy Beach. Hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate that. Crypto Cat Dog. How you feeling about DFK these days? Dude, DFK is so wrecked. Oh my god. It's bad. I mean, I'm very, very down on it. Just as with anybody who rode that roller coaster to the bottom. But I still have confidence in the team and in the vision of what DFK is trying to accomplish. I haven't pulled out any money. I'm just reapothecating my yields back into the system. I've been saying this for a while, but I didn't think the price was so low. I was like, yeah, I might as well not just sell it into USDC. Just keep pumping up the system, pumping up my bags within the system. Maybe that wasn't the right idea, but yeah, I'm just letting it go. I'm not really paying attention to it nowadays. I'm not really looking at prices anymore either. We're just in a downturn in the market as a whole, both macro wise and within the crypto space. I see no reason to look at my portfolio at all. It's just being stagnant or bleeding out slowly. This downturn has given me some time to kind of reflect and look at my portfolio and look at the investments that I've made, and I'm pretty happy about where my money is. I feel no urgency to sell at all in any of my tokens, and I'm very comfortable with the amount of capital that allocated to crypto as a whole. Like I'm not missing rent payments, or I'm not wondering, where my next grocery bill is going to come from. I'm not going to have to rely on K to buy me groceries or whatever. But so I'm mostly in GameFi. I'm in GameFi. The majority of my capital is in Hex, Hedron, as well as sacrifice money for Pulse Chain and Pulse X. And then I have a DeFi Kingdom allocation too. I'm invested in Illuvium, yielding on that, as well as I'm going to be participating in those land sales on June 2nd. So I've been stacking up some SILV2 for my yielding rewards, and I'll probably use the majority of that to buy land. And then I'll be playing that land and renting it out and yielding on it, and building a stack to play the game when it comes out. Yeah, at this point, I see myself as a bag holder and for DFK, and if it recovers, great. I'll be taking profits. I'll be pretty aggressive on taking profits on the way up, but yeah, the position's locked. And then let's see, what's this? Stefan.fun and healthy too. Move to earn. Uh, I haven't heard of those. My little brother's actually playing this game called EV.io. It's like a FPS first person shooter game on Solana. That's actually pretty fun. I play it not to earn crypto because I'm actually pretty bad at it and I don't put enough time to earn any significant amount of crypto, but he likes it a lot and he plays it a lot, and he's a huge gamer. So I'm going to be now that I've introduced him into the crypto gaming space, I'm going to be keeping an eye on what he thinks is fun, and then I'll be investing in that. He'll be like my heuristic on what's going to pop off in the future for in the gaming space. Thanks, Crypto Cat Dog. My birds are doing amazing, actually. They're earning me money every single day, and I'm just stacking that cash for when their next games come out, as well as I know the Fancy Bird Studios, they're going to come out with more games, and I believe they want to have land someday. So I'll just be stacking coins to prepare for that stuff and to take profits whenever there's an upswing happens again. But I will say this, I have been very, very impressed by the floor of the Genesis birds. They've been holding up around 0.13 ETH throughout this entire downturn, which has been very impressive. You should probably buy 1K. Let's see. MJB, hearing now that holding Hex through the fork to swap for PLS may not be the best plan because basically everybody is doing that as their plan. Yeah, it seems like there's been a lot of strategies floating throughout the community. At first it was when the PLSX sacrifice started, everyone's like, oh, if you didn't sacrifice for Pulse Chain, then sacrifice now and you'll have money and swap it over to Pulse. And then everybody's like, oh man, everyone's going to be swapping their PLSX for Pulse. That's going to be undervalued and Pulse Chain is going to skyrocket. And now everyone's like, just hold Hex and then you swap your PHEX over for Pulse. Seems like everybody's wanting to get Pulse in some way, shape, or form. Which is pretty great. I feel fortunate because I was able to sacrifice for Pulse, a modest amount, but I think over time that modest amount will grow very significantly. And my plan post-fork is just going to be to watch the market. So I'm going to see what coins do I have in my wallet, and then I'm going to see what are people evaluating the what is the market valuing these coins at relative to each other, and this is specifically in the pre-bridge phase. And I will only make a move in terms of ratio trading if I see a just stupidly favorable rate to swap from one coin into another, and if my portfolio allows me to make such a move. So like if some coin skyrockets and I just don't have a lot of that coin, or maybe I don't have that coin or whatever it is, I'm just not going to worry about making the move. I wasn't positioned in order to capitalize on what the market would be giving me at that time. But my default's going to be to do nothing. Just watch, learn, and enjoy it because it's going to be pretty exciting when Pulse Chain first launches. We'll be talking about those first couple days, especially pre-bridge, for a long time. There'll be huge volatility, and just like everybody talks about big payday from the past. We'll be talking about the launch of Pulse Chain. I mean, we already got for the launch of Hex, we got the 4 more weeks meme. Now we got the 2 more months meme for Pulse Chain. So yeah, these will just be things we talk about as we're as Pulse Chain OGs. Yes, that is correct. Looks aren't everything, especially if it earns you income. I'm just holding and then bridging in new fiat to DCA by wait for things. Yep. I'm building up a stablecoin stack right now. That's probably been the biggest weakness in my crypto game so far. Not having dry powder just sitting there on the side ready to buy dips. I kind of went too heavy too fast just because I get excited and I FOMO a little bit. And so now, as much as I want to be buying this hex dip, I think it's more prudent and a better strategy to have a set of stables like USDC. That'll be my pick. I'll just be sitting in USDC. Fork happens. Pre-bridge, I get PUSDC, which is in my mind worthless. I'm not assuming there's going to be any worth to that or value. And then once the bridge happens, I'll bridge that USDC over and then start slowly DCAing into PulseX and Pulse Chain as time goes on. And if prices go up, I'll DCA less, and if prices go down, I'll DCA more. I think I'll probably DCA more into PulseX just because it offers a yield. And then I can use the yield that I get from the PLSX and I can dump that straight into Pulse Chain. And so that'll kind of even out the DCAing of my dry powder a little bit. Because at the end of the day, at least for me, I'm looking for income generation and yield. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Pulse Chain is going to have a crazy great amount of yield. Of course, I'll be holding a decent amount of it for the long term. But when it comes to what assets I want to accumulate, I want to accumulate the assets that'll easily generate the yield. RGS, great to see you. And hey, thanks to all 18 people who are hanging out with me tonight, even though the plans for tonight's interview kind of fell through a little bit. I appreciate you sticking around despite that. And we have actually a near record high viewership for my stream. So hey, I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, as I was saying before, thank you. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, Matul Patel. I appreciate that. Yeah, so as I was saying before, unfortunately RG3 couldn't make it. Just miscommunication with scheduling. Sam Stolt is going to come on my channel next Monday and I'll be on his. I've been on GRC's channel twice this week just for a couple minutes. I think those were some pretty great conversations and they've given me a lot to think about too. So you can expect some more presentations based on that. Let's see. And fortunately or unfortunately, so my summer semester for dental school started up this week, and that means I'm not going to be live as much as I would like to be. So my streams will probably be a little more sporadic and more sporadic and kind of unpredictable. But go follow me on Twitter at Sloth Crypto 3. Here, I'll type it in the chat. Crypto 3. I always tweet out my stuff, and you know what? As a little reward for anybody who is here today, for this stream, let me grab the link. I have a private Telegram chat that I don't advertise too much. It's called the Crypto Sloth Think Tank, and I'm gonna post the link for people to come and join the chat. It won't be live for that long, and this is just a little thank you to everybody who's supporting me this early in my streaming career, I guess, streaming hobby, whatever. So come join. This will probably be one of the last times I open up this Telegram link to just my general audience. And then after this, it'll mostly be if I interact with anybody personally on stream, in my chats, on Twitter. I will be reserving the Telegram link to those people I meet personally. But I want to invite a lot of the people who are supporting me very early on, and just to come hang out with me privately. We got a really great group of people in this Telegram chat. We talk just about crypto in general. casual conversation. It's a very, very relaxed and casual forum. So come join if you want to hang out, and I'll be happy to have anybody. And I also post the links to a lot of my Telegram, my streams in my Telegram chat, because the format that I'd like to have for most of my more formal presentation streams is to have a couple people on, just kind of as like an audience and as like a panel to discuss whatever content I'm talking about that day after I give the presentation. So if anybody wants to ever hop on stream with me for a little bit and talk crypto live in public, joining this Telegram would be the way to do it. So yeah, and I see Crypto Cat Dog, Sandy, and Downhand have already joined. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Yep. Archie, yes, on the way to 1,000. Yes, sir. On the way to 1,000. I'm going to unlock those super chats, and we're going to have a crypto sloth portfolio, and that'll be fun. I actually like when I thought about that. I like that idea a lot. I think it'll be a fun community building segment, exercise, whatever. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Coming up on half an hour. I could stick around at least for another half hour if people have questions. I don't have too much to share. I think I've updated everybody about what's going on with my channel. I don't really have any slides to share. Actually, let me look through my Hedron slides because I think I added a couple things, and then maybe I can share those with you guys. But yeah, throw questions in the chat. Share the stream on Twitter with your friends. Support the channel. I appreciate it. It's taking a long time to load. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, here's something. Here's some things that I added that we could talk about. Let's go to share screen. Here, share. And so a lot of you guys who are familiar with the Hedron system will know this. It's all pretty basic stuff, but I didn't present this in my Hedron 101 video. So I'll just share it with you guys now. And then eventually I'll share the entirety of the slide deck again. And that'll be a pretty long, like 40, it could probably take me 30 to 45 minutes to get through this entire slide deck. Nice to see some of you guys rolling in the chat. But okay, so important metrics in the Hedron system. First one, the fair value formula. So this is kind of the theoretical value of what each Hedron might cost. And it would be the dollar value of a B share divided by the average stake length in days. And so what this formula is essentially denoting is the average amount of money that needs to enter the Hedron system in order to extract one Hedron. Now, there is one inaccuracy with this formula, and it doesn't take into account the fact that you get hex and a hex stake for that money you input into the hex system. And so because of that, it may not be all that accurate to say that this is a potential price that Hedron should be. This is not, sorry, let me back up. Because of that fact, and because you're getting another asset in addition to the Hedron, it may not be totally fair to say that Hedron should have this price. But I think keeping track of what this formula outputs as the price should be could at the very least be a ceiling for where the price would reach. And a good metric to see if things are over or underheated. Kind of like you know how like Gerardo has like his heat maps. You could probably use this formula to derive some kind of heat map too. Let's see. Dollar value of Hedron advanceable divided by the cost to make the stake. Yeah, the borrowable ratio. So this is something Alex talked about in some of his appearances on live streams before. And that is what percentage or what ratio of the borrowable Hedron relative to the dollar amount it takes to make the stake would entice people to start taking out loans. So like if it costs $1,000 or $10,000 to make a stake, but and you could and for the hedron you could take an advance on, you could get $3,000. The borrowable ratio here would be 30%. And maybe that starts enticing people to like start taking advances out. And as I talked about on GRC stream, I believe yesterday, um, the value proposition of hedron is dependent on the liquidation market ramping up, which necessitates people taking advances out. So I think keeping track of this ratio, um, just in general, maybe across different stake lengths, as well as different stake lengths, because the amount you can advance is dependent on how long you stake, and then keeping track of this number for the HSIs you make personally, I think is pretty valuable and something to keep note of. And actually, I'm interested to see what this ratio turns out to be when liquidations start to become more commonplace, and there are a lot of stakes on that liquidation market for us to bid on. Let's see what else. The advancement ratio. So this is just that. This is a ratio that's calculated by the system, and it's the ratio of the total supply of hedron, and it's seeing. Sorry, not the ratio of the total supply of hedron. It's the ratio of the amount of hedron that exists due to advances divided by the total supply of hedron. So if the majority or over 50% of the total supply is from advances, that's actually an unhealthy state for the system to exist in, because people who take out advances need to buy more hedron than they minted off the market to pay their premiums. So the system wants there to be enough natively minted and like permanently minted hedron in circulation to allow for people to pay off their loans and if not, it could create like a mass liquidation event where there's just no hedron out on the market to buy, so then everyone's stakes get liquidated, and that would like end up in the death of the system, because it would why would you borrow if it's impossible to pay it off? And so when this AMR is over 50%, when the total supply of hedron from advances is greater than 50% of the total supply, we get an extra bonus on top of our launch phase bonuses for when we mint. I don't remember exactly like what if it's like once it's at 50%, you get like 2x the amount, and then like at 60, 3x. I don't remember exactly what that formula is. I'll have to go back on the white paper and check it out. But essentially, if you don't mint for a long time, then and the AMR triggers, you're essentially, I think it's safe to say, you'll double the amount of hedron that you're able to mint at that given time. And this is to kind of keep the minters in the system honest, because they are the ones who are controlling this amount of supply that's available to the market. And so it's offering incentives for the minter class to provide more liquidity for people who borrow to pay off their advances. And I believe on hedron.pro there is it will tell you if an AMR event is live, if it's been triggered. And I know a lot of people are not minting their hedron in order to capitalize on whenever this happens to trigger. Now, there is one very important thing to keep in mind with the advancement ratio. For your native stakes, it's okay to take advantage of the AMR because you can't borrow against a native stake. However, if you mint on your HSI stakes, you cannot borrow against the days you already minted. It's an advance, which means you're taking hedron that you otherwise would have been able to mint. If you mint a certain amount of days, you lower the amount of credit you can take on your HSI stakes. So if you're using your HSI stakes, like I plan to do, as a decentralized line of credit, then you would actually not want to take advantage of this, because you're going to be losing permanently that credit to just mint extra hedron. And in my opinion, maybe if it got so ridiculously crazy, like it would be worth it. But in my opinion, I don't want to be messing with my line of credit. I want to keep that open no matter what. But for the native stakes, I would be taking advantage of the AMR bonus if it ever came up. Anybody have any questions on that? Is there anything else after this? Oh yeah, the strats. This is just. Oh yeah, this is a good point for Mr. E. If there's ever an AMR and Maximus mints all the bonus Hedron in that stake would not be circulating until the stake ends July. Yep. Yeah. Just as Maxi, the Maximus DAO contract was a huge supply sink of Hex. It's also a huge supply sink for the Hedron until that stake ends, which I think is pretty cool. Another reason why I really like Maximus DAO. But yeah, we got 13 people hanging out. Let me see. Yeah, I already had stuff about this. Yeah, I think we'll end that there. But yeah, this is this kind of stuff is what I'll be looking to do when that advance what was it called, the advanceable ratio gets to a favorable percentage. Wait, let me see. Let me go back. Yeah, when the borrowable ratio gets to a solid percent, that's when I'll begin to look to take loans out against my hex stakes, and then I'll be using that HSI risk reward calculator to see if any opportunities that are presenting itself are worth it. But yeah, that is it. All right. Any questions? Anything else? If not, I will go ahead and hop off. Great to see so many people, so many extra people join the Telegram. I'm glad to have you all. Another thing I want to get a cool intro and outro at some point for my channel. That'd be cool. So if anybody knows anybody who makes who I can commission to make some kind of intro video, I'd appreciate it. Yes, Shu is correct. I wouldn't mind the Tomb Tuesday, the Tomb Tuesday from DCC's channel. I like that one a lot. It'd be cool to have some clips like that for my channel. And yeah, anybody who likes discussions about the Pulse Chain ecosystem as well as GameFi and yield farming, Dollar Cost Crypto is a really great channel. He's one of my crypto mentors, and I've learned a lot from him in his course, the Crypto Mindset course. Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for me. I was able to kill 37 minutes of just talking to you guys. Thank you to the 13 people or the almost 20 people who were hanging out with me tonight. As always, I really appreciate you spending time listening to me on this channel. I will get RG3 on here at some point. We'll just have to reschedule. So look out for those tweets. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.